Today, we're diving into a really revolutionary idea that the key to taming our own immune system might not be in some powerful new drug, but in the microscopic fuel that powers our cells every single second. I mean, think about that for a second. We usually think of medicine as something we get from the outside. But what if the answer to these debilitating autoimmune diseases isn't a foreign substance, but a molecular switch that our own bodies already have? The story starts with a war happening inside of us. So, to figure out the solution, we first have to really get a handle on the problem. And for millions and millions of people, that problem is basically a kind of civil war raging inside their own bodies. Okay, so normally your immune system is your ultimate bodyguard, right? It's brilliant at recognizing and attacking invaders like viruses. But in autoimmune diseases, something goes wrong. It gets confused. It can't tell the difference between you and not you, and it starts attacking your own healthy cells. This friendly fire is what leads to chronic, relentless inflammation and damage. And this isn't some rare, abstract thing we're talking about. These are incredibly common, life-altering conditions. You've got the joint pain of rheumatoid arthritis, the systemic damage of lupus. All these diseases are rooted in that same fundamental mistake, the body attacking itself. So what's causing this to happen? Well, to find out, scientists are looking past the immune cells themselves and going one level deeper, right into their engine rooms. This whole field is called immunometabolism. And the big idea here is actually pretty straightforward. An immune cell's behavior, whether it goes on the attack or decides to stay calm, is directly controlled by how it produces and uses energy. It's not just about fuel. It's about how that fuel literally dictates the cell's entire mission. So, inside every single one of your immune cells is this dizzying map of chemical reactions. Yeah, it looks complicated, because it is. But here's the good news. We don't need to be biochemists to get the main idea. We just need to zoom in on a few crucial molecules that are acting like master regulators. These little molecules are called immunometabolites, and you can think of them as having two jobs. First, they're the fuel, the gas in the tank that powers the cell. But second, and this is the really cool part for our story, they act like signal flares, telling the immune cell exactly what to do next: attack, stand down, or call for backup. And this is where it gets absolutely critical. Because it turns out not all of these metabolic signals are good. The balance between different immunometabolites can be the difference between a healthy immune system and an out-of-control autoimmune attack. To make this simple, let's just think of it as a tale of two molecules. On one side, you've got metabolites that are like gasoline on a fire. They push the immune system toward inflammation. And on the other side, you've got molecules that act like a fire extinguisher, calming things down and trying to restore peace. All right, let's meet our agitator, a molecule called succinate. When immune cells get all fired up, they can start stockpiling this stuff. High levels of succinate basically supercharge a protein that acts like the cell's commanding general. And this general then orders a full-scale inflammatory attack, escalating all that friendly fire. Now for our peacemaker, icosapent. This molecule is one of the most important anti-inflammatory signals our body makes. It works by actively hitting the brakes on that whole inflammatory process. It blocks key enzymes, shuts down the production of those attack signals, and it even helps create special regulatory T cells, whose entire job is to go around telling other immune cells to just calm down. And look, this isn't just a theory. The research is showing this in action. This quote here highlights that in animal models of diseases that mimic MS and lupus, simply giving them itoconate can actually dial the disease way down. That tells us this peacemaker molecule has some serious therapeutic potential. And their power goes even deeper. They don't just send temporary signals. They can actually change a cell's long-term programming. By making what are called epigenetic changes, they can physically attach to our DNA and act like light switches, turning inflammatory genes on or off. This is a total game changer because it suggests interventions could create long-lasting changes, not just temporary fixes. So we've got these powerful molecules inside our cells, this delicate balance of go and stop signals. But what's controlling that balance? The answer, surprisingly, isn't even inside these cells. It's coming from somewhere else entirely. The signals we've been talking about are happening right inside our immune cells. But are they the only source? Is there some kind of central command somewhere else in the body that's broadcasting signals and influencing this whole balance? 38 trillion. What is this staggering number? It's not cells in your body, it's not stars in the sky. It's the number of bacteria living inside your gut. You are host to a massive, bustling ecosystem, your gut microbiome. And this community of microbes isn't just hanging out, it's actively communicating with your entire body, 24/7. Scientists have a name for this communication network, the gut-lung axis. But really, it's a gut-everything axis. It's the recognition that what happens in your gut does not stay in your gut. It sends signals that can affect your brain, your skin, and, you guessed it, your entire immune system. So how does this work? It starts with your diet. When you eat fiber, you're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding your gut microbes. They ferment that fiber, and in the process, they produce their own powerful metabolites, like short-chain fatty acids. These molecules get absorbed into your bloodstream and travel everywhere, acting as a system-wide broadcast that helps set the tone for your immunity, basically telling it to be more tolerant and a little less aggressive. So let's just put all this together. We have tiny molecules in our cells, influenced by trillions of bacteria in our gut, all shaping our risk for disease. This understanding is opening up a completely new and really exciting frontier of medicine. So let's connect the dots on what we've discovered. Our immune system's behavior isn't just random, it's directed by its internal fuel. An imbalance, too much succinate, not enough icosapent, can drive these autoimmune attacks. And a major controller of this balance isn't just in our cells, but in our gut, where our diet and our microbes create the signals that tune our entire immune response. This is why this matters so much. Instead of using these powerful drugs that just broadly suppress the entire immune system, we could develop therapies that are much more precise. Imagine treatments that just boost our body's own production of icosapent, or that fine-tune the gut microbiome to send more of those calming signals. It really leaves us with a provocative final thought. This research suggests that the future of medicine might look a lot more like personalized nutrition and microbial management than a traditional pill bottle. The power to rebalance our own immune system might be unlocked not just in a pharmacy, but in our own kitchens and right inside our own bodies.